Hello and welcome to the virtual.drupa webinar on Prokom. My name is Hans Huising and I'm with Konica Minolta. And at Konica Minolta we have a simple three-step go-to-market strategy. One, we have business development tools to help you as customers identify which opportunity is best for your business. Second, we offer, of course, many solutions that will fit your needs. And then three, we provide the Prokom platform as a user community for our customers to connect with each other, to learn from each other, and to grow their business. Today's webinar is not about Konica Minolta, but it's all about Prokom, our user community. And currently, we have over 2,000 companies who are a member of Prokom, and these are from all over the world. And in this session, we want to share with you some of the insights from our members and explain the benefits of Prokom. So let me introduce to you Neil Faulconer. Neil and his team at Print Future are the external independent industry experts who have been leading the Prokom efforts on behalf of Konica Minolta. Welcome, Neil.
Thanks, Hans. The last 12 months, undoubtedly everybody knows, has been incredibly challenging for individuals, but also for businesses right across the whole spectrum of industry. There's a lot of print companies out there currently thinking about, how do I rebuild my business after this? Where am I going to invest for the future? And I think we need to go into this new dynamic as we come out of lockdown with a fresh optimism, a different conversation for our customers, because they're going to be looking to rebuild and reinvent their business. As lockdowns open up, hospitality opens up, people are going to be looking to market their business, to sell their products. And so as print companies, we need to think about how we're going to help them with that, how we can employ the latest technologies, like print embellishment, for example, that will really enhance their marketing activities, will really make their products stand out in the marketplace. That how we can produce packaging that becomes more tactile, packaging that stands out on the shelf and gives people a competitive advantage. We've also seen a huge migration of digital content and ordering online in the next 12 months. So as print companies, how do we embed e-commerce into our business? How do we make interactions and sales of our products more seamless, easier to interact with us? These are all the challenges that print companies are going to face. I just want us to now look at one or two high-level trends, because we think trends are really important to follow, and that our members in Prokom really understand how the market is changing and what they can do to adapt to that now, but position their business for the future as well. One of the key trends that we follow is printers' financial measures. This is a chart from the latest Drupa trend reports. And what it shows us is that revenues are going up for 36% of companies, which is good news, but it's going down for 24% of companies. If we look at pricing, we can see 21% are getting more money for the print products they produce, but 27% are getting less. Prices are being squeezed and commoditized. If we look at utilization, it's going up for 41% of companies, which is great because it means they're being more productive and more efficient, but it's going down for 22%. The most worrying statistic is this end one, around margins. 21% of printers are reporting margins going up, but 39% are reporting margins going down. Now, as we all know, it's the margin, it's the profit we make that allows us to reinvest in our business. And looking at the 80-20 rule, it seems that 80% of companies are standing still or going backwards. So as print companies, we've got to up our game. This is what we try and do to help Prokom members, is to give them the trend information, but also help them combat some of these challenges. to become more efficient and more productive, to really think about how they change their sales model or diversify into new products. One of the things that we're constantly monitoring is a change in work mix. So that change from offset conventional printing to digital printing. And again, in this chart here from the Drupa trend reports, we can see run lengths are reducing quite dramatically for offset printers, but they're actually going up for digital printers. So this crossover point is getting higher and higher for digital. We can also see in terms of lead times are reducing for offset print and for digital print. So this is a kind of challenge. We're having to respond to the kind of internet standard of 24, 48 hours delivery. That's what customers expect these days. And then if we look at the final one around the number of jobs, the number of jobs that print companies have to produce just to stand still is going up all the time. So if we look at these three trends combined, we can see that run lengths are reducing all the time, lead times are reducing, and we're having to produce more jobs in quicker turnaround. Now this is a challenge, and it means we really have to focus as businesses on automation, efficiency, integration with online and e-commerce in order to get those jobs out the door. One trend we tend to keep an eye on is how buyers' behaviours and habits are changing. And over 70% of buyers now have increased the amount of content they use in order to make key purchasing decisions. We focus a lot at Prokom on the customer lifecycle journey, and this is changing quite dramatically. At Prokom, we provide printers with a lot of statistical information, white papers, webinars, guides that they can use as part of their business to educate themselves, but they can also use this content to educate their customers, and they can use it in their marketing materials to help set a scene for the customer of how technology is changing things and some statistics around potentially how they can change their marketing or their marketing budgets and focus in the right areas to get the right return on investment. So all the time we're asking Prokom members, what are you doing right now to build the value and future profitability of your business? Do you have a plan in place? What are the objectives in that plan? What information do you need? What support do you need to deliver that plan to your customers? And we try all the time to keep Prokom members informed about what's going on in terms of trends and give them the information that they need to successfully build their business in the future. At Prokom, we have a really great website with lots of information for our members, and I just want to highlight just one or two of the key ingredients of the website that really add some value to the members. On the Prokom website, you can find all the latest blogs written by industry experts and some of the Prokom members as well. These are regularly updated, and there's a whole host of really useful information and insights that you can get from these blogs. This is the e-learning section on the Prokom website. We have courses around print applications, management, and production issues. These are an example of the management courses. For example, shaping environment to business, how to attract digital sales stars, planning for success, finding, winning and keeping new customers, how to use social media to drive sales, Selling Through a Crisis, Storytelling for Business. All of these courses are a deep dive into the subject. They contain guides, white papers, different insights, and quizzes and tests. So it's a really good way to bring yourself up to speed or to find out more about a particular subject. So the Prokom Hot Topics cover a range of industry issues and challenges and contain in-depth analysis, content, and really good sound practical advice. We can see the hot topic here on business planning with a video on vision and planning from Kevin Gaskell. There's hints and tips for printers, downloadable white paper on the latest industry trends. Successful planning requires good leadership. Do you need a plan? So you can start a quiz and find out if your plan is robust or whether you need one at all. Why printers fail. 3 Ps about making a business plan succeed. Focusing on continuous improvement. An MIS integration guide and workflow integration guide. How to plan for success white paper. A lean planning workbook, making a business plan succeed, and a better business guide. So there's lots of information there that will help you through this subject, give you a lot of different perspectives from different points of view and different industry experts. As well as the e-learning courses, we run a series of how-to videos and webinars. We recently did one on marketing automation, which was a series of 4 different webinars with supporting content. Here's just a taster of the kind of know-how videos we produce for our members on a whole range of different subjects. This one's with our sales guru, Lee Warren.
I've got 2 really quick tips for you. If you're running a sales pitch or a sales meeting and you're using PowerPoint, using any kind of slides, there are two very quick things you can do. First of all, just remind yourself that your meeting really is not about information, it's about getting a great connection with the client. Now, if you're always looking at your slides, if you're always reading stuff off your slides or directing the attention to the slides, it's harder to get that emotional connection with the client. So you want to have moments when you're deliberately focused on them and not on the slides behind you or on the plasma screen in the room or whatever. So first thing you can do is when you're running the slides, if you press the button B on your keyboard, the button B right down at the bottom, the screen will go blank. And it's a really nice way just to take the energy away from the slides and back to you and back to your communication with the client. If you press any other key on that keyboard, the slide will come back again. It's still there, it's still running, it's just no one can see it if you press B. So do that a couple of times in your meeting. And the second thing is, you don't want to be the kind of salesperson who always needs to look at your slides to know what's coming next. You should know this stuff in advance. And it's sort of a bad sales meeting when someone's always having to go like this. Oh, what's on the next slide? Oh, a bit of our history. Let us tell you our history. The slides are running you, and you want to run the slides. So a really lovely thing you can do, and I do this with all of my slides, is at the bottom corner, in very faint grey font and very tiny font, I just put one word that tells me what's coming on the next slide. So it means I can talk about the current slide. I just look down at the bottom corner very quickly. I know what's coming on the next slide, so I can prepare the audience. And I can say something like, so we obviously need to look at how much this might cost. Click, and it goes to a slide which is about costs. It makes me look more professional, more credible. Give that a go. I'd love to know how you get on.
We've talked a lot about Prokom, but don't take our word for it. Here's some feedback from our members and also from industry experts and partners. And that will give you a flavour of what they think about Prokom.
So Prokom is, I think, and I've dreamt about this since we first came out with the first jet varnish, is, you look at all of our customers that are out there, they're all doing something different with the same piece of machinery. They're all coming up with their own ideas. They're coming up with their own marketing angles. They're going after their own different applications. Well, there's a lot that everybody takes advantage of. And what's been funny to see is just how niche some of these customers are getting. And for me to see all of our customers in one room and sharing ideas, oh, this guy in Spain's doing this, and oh, this guy in the US is doing this, and this crazy guy in Japan's doing this, and that's a great idea, I never thought about doing that. Those are the kinds of conversations that are starting to happen, and you're just seeing the sparks fly between our customers, where there's just this creative energy, where everybody understands what we're doing here and what can be done, but are also discovering what other people are doing. That's how you make money. That's how you get inspired. So I think it's all about inspiring the customer at the end of the day, to do something different and get good business ideas on how to go into different directions.
I think that the importance of Prokom for us was very, very high, because what that enabled us to do was, on our vision of where we were looking to go, we were able to see where we weren't going right and where we could be better. Mixing with people in Europe, in the UK, has given us like a community of people that we could call on to work with, to do work for, and really just having some people that are maybe that they're in a similar position to you, that you can perhaps talk to about the problems they're having, the problems they're facing. Are they on a similar journey to you? So Prokom for us has been it was a wake-up call in the beginning, but then it's been an ongoing support mechanism for us. We are now, our next phase is to go into mailing, and we're going to attack the mailing industry, and we're going to be a mailing house. And the whole vision of what we're going to do on that really was derived from the very first Prokom back in Vienna, so which was 4 years ago. So we picked up something that somebody said on stage. We've developed a whole campaign, strategy, product, offering around that, and we go live on that next quarter. So for us, Prokom has been absolutely brilliant.
Also, for us at Colourfast Financial and GetItPrinted.com, Prokom is very important to us. Coming to these events, we're meeting other printers in the same markets with the Konica Minolta machines, etc. It's a good networking tool for us, and we enjoy ourselves and meeting other people.
Prokom is for us as a company very important, because we meet colleagues, and the market is changing, and we can talk about it. You also see the change in printing industry, but also you see the changes with cross-medial on the internet and so on.
Prokom helps me to get a bigger picture and new strategy for my work, and I have the time here to use it also for networking with a lot of people who gives me new ideas.
What we took from Prokom last year was our rebranding and lots of information to help us go forward with our new company. We weren't really sure what we were going to be looking or getting out of this year's Prokom, but we've gone away, or we're going to go away with lots of knowledge, ready to expand our business even more. We've had a great time. It's been a great experience.
Amazing. Everybody has been engaged, interacting, learning from each other, and discussing what the future can possibly hold for everybody involved.
It's worth our time. I've met a lot of inspirational people, I've listened to a lot of inspirational talks, and I have lots of takeaways which I can take back and implement in my business as soon as I get back into the office on Monday.
Friends have a lot to think about when they get home as well, but I think we all left away feeling a lot more invigorated, more encouraged and inspired.
At Prokom, we're really passionate about the print that our members produce. So we regularly do video reviews of their print applications. We post them on the Prokom website, but we also get them out to a much wider audience. This way it creates awareness for the applications that can be produced and the equipment, but it also helps market and promote their business as well. Here's just an example of one or two of the recent video application reviews we've done.
The quality of this Extreme Digital Guide is absolutely phenomenal. We've got some really nice kind of die cutting here, fabulous foiling. When you open it up, we've got a combination here of really intricate foiling, and we've got a background, some varnish that just pulls out that pattern in the background. Also really love the wire binding in the gold as well. It really gives it a high value, really sumptuous finish. This is a very simple page, but it's all about the typography. It's all about the simplicity. And if you really focus in here, look at the way that the typography is raised here. And they've just got a nice satin varnish on the type. Absolutely extraordinary. It really leaps off the page. Now here's a great piece. Embellishment gives movement to the printed page. If we look at this, we can see there's varnish on there. There's raised texture to the print. Really beautifully done. This is an extraordinary page here with these sunglasses. We've got texture on the bark of the wood behind and the high gloss on the glasses. Just an absolutely spectacular finish. And then on this side we've got the world is looking for new ideas. So again, really nice embossed and textured foil and varnish there. And we've got some label samples inside. Nice again, just presentation, beautifully put together. And again, if you just look at the detail and the quality of the print on this bear, and just the different angles, and you pick up the light and the texture, you just want to touch it and feel it. And the same on this page with the zebras. Just the quality of the print and the detail and the different textures, subtle textures as it says here. You can just pick out here the differences in the varnish and the texture. Absolutely fantastic. And I just love this page that says possibilities, and you can just get down to this street and it's just like it's a street that's just been printed. It's just been taken just after it's rained, and you can see a slight sheen and a raise to the cobbles. Absolutely beautifully done. And this is I keep saying it, but it's just staggering. A flat design into a memorable experience. And you just look at the texture and the varnish and the foil employed on it. It just looks so realistic. It just leaps off the page. Quite extraordinary piece of work. Just different angles, you get different views of it. I mean, look at this if you want to be looking at home furnishings and displaying them. Again, nice raised foil on here, raised print there. Beautifully done. And again, from a room set here, it's a nice little tag booklet here. And again, just raising it off the page with this foil. Again, texture, just giving everything a complete lift. And look at this, is a lovely kind of finish to the page, using a really nice substrate to really show off all the varnish. Again, three-dimensional effect. You just want to really touch these things and kind of get a sense of the kind of gloss and how it's raised off the page. This is just beautifully printed, the colour and how it works. Just absolutely stunning. Maximum impact. Lovely solid blue. Nice choice of design, and just look at how this Beautifully presented. Lovely design. Lovely printing. Absolute masterpiece to put on it. If we open the box, we can see that what we've got is a whole range of samples here that are all related to footwear. What we're seeing here is a very flat image that has been produced that has got the sole of a kind of running shoe. The Jet Varnish 3DS has then been applied, and we can see what a dramatic difference that makes. You can see that the various areas on the sole of the shoe have now been highlighted and raised with a 3D effect. So really, really impressive. Again, we can see really flat image, but when we turn it over, we've got the stippling effect on the sole of the shoe. The logo there has been enhanced in 3D. And this is a really great way to bring a product to life. This is a really good example here of a golf shoe. Again, really flat image, but when we put the varnish on, you can see there from that, it really brings the shoe to life and has a really great three-dimensional effect on the studs. As part of the Prokom events program, we've run some really successful conferences in Vienna, in Budapest and Valencia. It's a great opportunity for members to come together, to network, to share ideas, to get inspired by speakers at the conference and to learn from industry experts.
The last Prokom conference certainly was an inspiration to many of our customers. And we are looking forward to come together again soon and connecting with many existing and new Prokom members. Unfortunately, at this time, it's not clear when that will be. So in conclusion of this webinar, I want to thank you for attending, and I want to leave you with an impression of the last Prokom conference. And we hope to be able to welcome you sometime soon at one of our next Prokom events. Thank you.
I'm Peter Muir, President of BizuCate, and thanks for joining us at Konica Minolta's Prokom conference here in Valencia, Spain. Thank you all for coming. I'm signing off. I can't wait for Prokom 2020. Don't let your business take a dive. Take the time and be proactive. Prokom helps you be proactive, to get out there, to think about where can I go to help myself, my business, and my customer's business to grow and thrive. Business is getting hot, so go ahead and take the plunge.
In case there are any questions, there is 1 minute if there's any questions.